Okay, Pamulema, bring on good evening and good afternoon, good morning, wherever now the partner, the world also on a day. It's a brilliant evening on the side they speak from the evening on the 16th of November, 2021. Totally important to the community and the larger community as a whole. So not because the matter is beyond the, in terms of the topic where we want to talk about this evening, which is the 16th of November, as I've been saying. Just a quick one, Fambulem. What a brilliant music we play, first of all. And if you're fashion, you will not go listen to the program. Very brilliant. And would they ask if we can please help for share this, because this is now part of the civic education. Let's say we engage the man tonight on them particular things there, and it's very important. So motor vehicle accidents has claimed the lives of many, not only now, although specifically we want to talk about Sierra Leone tonight. 90% of accidents is caused by human error. 90%, that's a whopping figure. The biggest risk in road accidents is none but we ourselves. I mean us, me and you. Sierra Leone, as in other countries, have seen their fair share of road and vehicle accidents. Every occurrence sparks a knee-jerk reaction, and all of life, including government ministers and officials, although some of them can tend for take opportunity of that particular time day. But at that particular time, we'll not say the morning. We had a recent occurrence and we see a knee-jerk reaction again. This is not the first time. Like I say, every occurrence does spark a knee-jerk reaction, and it is as sudden as it happened. The breakdown on the safety and security of petroleum tankers and other trucks on our highways are very commonplace. The manual we're about for largely which are the talks the inspiration from them. Now in own work them now they talk about. In the last 3 years, according to RAM and other statistics, there's been such accidents in Malawi, Ghana, Kenya, Mozambique, DR Congo, and Tanzania. And these are some places that we this very man familiar with. They all had similar casualties involving the people that were in right again tuk-tuk. Okada, then a motorbike, then rider them. And when the tanker eruption they can happen, people like can rush go there for go siphon. So tonight, I am proud to be hosting a Sierra Leonean with international repute on road and vehicle safety. He's a road traffic specialist and an engineer and a campaigner for road safety. He don't spend more than 2 days, 20 years doing various work for international agencies, including now as I speak, is a consultant with the World Bank on this same topic we talk about, how for improve transport safety and security, not only in Sierra Leone, but also Africa as well. In emphasis about this road vehicle safety, now East Africa and West Africa mainly, but as I understand, even now, because of recent thinking and the audience within Grantham, he's gone beyond the East and West Africa zone. He's currently working on projects on how to improve transport infrastructure and safe, and he do so in collaboration with the government of Sierra Leone and other relevant agencies. At this particular time, with this lengthy introduction, I welcome a very son of the soil, Mr. Victor Ako Mengot. Mr. Mengot, welcome to the program, sir.
Yes, Mr. Prince, welcome to, thank you very much for this invitation, and also say thank you to listeners them. Oops. Say we will listen, say we learn a lot. Not only that, the president said when this thing happen, we all get for come together, put ideas together, and see how it not go happen again. So this is not part of that process. So I look forward for your engagement in our questions, in our technical evaluation, and let's make this be a blueprint for reduced accidents in the salon.
Absolutely, sir. And many thanks for that. And on that note, I want to say it is now been 2 weeks since we all witnessed this ghastly fuel explosion. We killed over 100 people and injured and maimed another equal number of people. Some of them in our hospital right now, they go through terrible pain. So, Mr. Mengot, I not want to speculate, not presume, not think about what you know, or think about the issue of road and vehicle safety, because after all, now you're the expert. So I want to give you this opportunity for let you express sentiment and perspective on a subject where a lot of people believe, say, you understand so very well.
Okay, first of all, before I start this program, we pray for all the lives that we don't lose. And according to the updates we get, 144 people don't die. 57 serious still in the hospital and 11 seriously injured. But then again, the statistics we will not know that the people that will be inside a vehicle that we stuck in the traffic, we burn to ashes. So this is not a real tragedy. So let God give the aljana, let comfort their family, and let us continue to support them.
Thank you very much, sir. And the same thing I say, we give you general perspective and sentiment, and thank you for that short prayer day for the souls them where we lost, and may God grant them jana, and may their souls continue to be peace within our people. May God intervention work some miracles so that we go bind with them again and meet with them again, and then meet the family there again. But this are the opportunities are for let you tell we or express the sentiment, because we don't want to say waiting we don't know, because now you area this of expertise. So let we hear about vehicle and safety from you, please.
Okay, there are two issues. We can talk about the reports they will get, waiting cause the accident, although police still they do the investigation. But people are not talking on social media, and there are one thing in common, we will not deny, because they say the tanker been tried for do a U-turn. And when they try for do a U-turn, another lorry where they transport granite, then they approach the tanker. So at that point, there was an impact, which means the lorry can bang the tanker. And what you call the tanker now jackknife. When it jackknife, that means the Leone inside. Of course, fuel begin come out. When the fuel begin come out, an opportunity for especially we Okada rider that we've been there around for go there and for go fill the tank. We even get an audio where one of the rider they say in a God help, they will be not fill the tank. They say, okay, we don't fill the tank, but Lord, look, Usa will make small money. They use them plastic rubber, what they call butter. For go take the fuel, so man take back pan. And one of them butter, they take about 20 liters of fuel. And if you take the price of fuel, that's 10,000 leones for 1 liter. So that man in one butter where you don't take now 200,000 where you know they ever get. So now that push and pull factor, now I make them take the risk. Of course, people are going to say now poverty. Yes, poverty included. But as they saying goes, a desperate man will clutch at his straw. Okay, low left handed. Also, we already say the driver them of the two vehicles that were involved, then can down the vehicle and try for one people there. And we see say they're not born at the accident because they know. They even say they alert the police. And that's where we start to examine. The response time in that kind of accident is very important. In that country like England, each police force get a maximum or minimum response time. For instance, in Greater Manchester, 12 minutes is enough for letting them respond. But we all see the video, how long it take them people and there for the loot that fear. We even see one young girl with the dance they said. After that, they're showing video where he saved, but she been traumatized, unable to talk. Even when they interview him, it just the look at the far side. So that's very important, that response time. And then next to again for look at who side the area happen, the accident happen. Now that junction day for go down Ulwaf. So you get mixed activities then day. You get people there where they sit down, where they sell. Yeah, you get put the way they pack. And some of them people then where they sell, now they mammy them, then they sell them bread, then they sell them water, then small yam, then get them picking them. When they give them where the vehicle break for go sell. So now their livelihood. So when this accident happened, it affects a lot of people there. And some man, another story we'll get, get people and they will lost their life. I know a lady friend of mine will be in the Kandong tongue. He caught inside Mutuka, he born. The tragic one, the most tragic one, the report. The one mommy with a young picking. He dey inside the vehicle. The driver, the taxi driver, park the vehicle. He go for go take fear. In born, the mommy said na the vehicle and the picking born. So this is not the thing that will happen. So what you focus today is to say, okay, the president says in the set up a task force. Where they set this task force here, waiting at road safety. How do we manage road safety? Because Boku agency are involved. One, let's name them. You get the Petroleum Regulatory Agency. Now they license, now they give license them for them petrol station and even get policy for how they transport fuel. You also get the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. When they set standards for driving and driver testing. You get the Sierra Leone Roads Authority. When they're responsible for the road network. Some people and they say, if road sign them in there, then see then they for say no U-turn, so they go help. Then you get the enforcement agencies, them, the one that way they enforce the law. You get the Sierra Leone Traffic Police, you get the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. Then also you have the people that way they operate them transport and they get their own association where they call Indigenous Transport Owners Association. So you see so many agencies involved, right? And all the agencies, then this, we hope so the government will contact the way that they look into this accident. For all come together, which how foresee, how they work together, how they communicate, and their own area where they're responsible for how for improver. So that's the first part. Now let's go into details about road safety, what's involved. because road safety not just one thing. This year, the UN don't declare the second decade of action for road safety. The first decade has been 2011 to 2020. And what does that mean? It means that all countries in the world, they for try for reduce road accidents or deaths by 50%. Okay, let me give you the statistics because I don't work with the police. We don't have police get statistics. On average, almost 2,000 people in the die of road accident in Nassau. And then 2,000 people in the, now the one where they report to the police. Because sometimes people can die upline, they don't report them. If not Muslim, then they bury on the same day. So the 2,000 figure are the one the way police get record. They will get over 3,000 people left were seriously injured. Some man they get broken foot, some man they get spinal injury. So this is very, very serious. Our road accident they are above. Then we transport pattern don't change, right? We don't get we get over 250,000 Okada riders there all over the country. So we don't get this new form of transport we then call keke. And how keke can grow. Now, during the last government, the internal security minister, when the retired Major Paulo Conte, he been stopped Okada there for operate certain parts in the main city, where we call Central Business District. And then therefore define that area there for you. It starts from St. John to reach PZ area and all the adjoining streets. So because of that restriction there, keke now not being a restriction, it just spring up all over the place. So we get mixed traffic, we get competition for the road. So the risk is very high. So that's the scenario we'll get. Then now, let me talk to Refamble them, where you want to tackle this problem, which you get for look. The UN get 5 pillars. Pillar number 1, now road safety management. Which in that mean? It means all the institutions the way we're responsible for manage road safety. In Sierra Leone, we get the Sierra Leone Road Traffic Act 2007 and the Sierra Leone Road Traffic Regulation 2011. The primary agency where they put responsibility for road safety in the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. So then for work with all other agencies like the police for enforcement, like SLRA for road design and all that things. But not for just look at the institution, the law them, we get for look at them. Because some of the traffic laws, the way they make them, Okada and Keke not be prominent. So over the years, we get for review the law because law not dynamic, not static, dynamic. And also, they get for work together, government get for provide with money, and also the technical personnel, the master sabi people there, we were able look after safety. So this is not the one that we will call the road safety management. Then you get the next part of it, we'll call safer mobility. Then for deal with the road infrastructure. How you design the road. You design the road for people them, or you design the road for vehicle. I remember some audio in the camp where they put zebra crossing. Then get for even teach school picking them for use zebra crossing. So how you design the road is very important. You know, like for instance now, where you design the road, you get for make sure say each road get a design speed. So from that design speed there, now there you put the traffic signs there, where they show you the speed restrictions. So traffic signs and road furniture are very important.
Yeah. Anyway.
Which are they call road furniture? Now like them bollards there, where they didn't have the road. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that design there is very important. Then you get for do studies for see how much people then they use the road. And now by the amount of people that already use the road, now so you they design the road. So if you get near school, you get forget what we call traffic calming measures. Yeah? What do I mean by that?
Yeah.
Then road humps them. Now here we call them sleeping policeman because they force you for stop. We also get what we call rumble strips. Daniel and like where they go, the designer get crop. So when the vehicle they come, they slow down the vehicle, then they vibrate. So then kind facility, then they put around schools, especially again, the main road, them like who said that accident happened so. Although not a major road, but in an area of mixed economic activity. So you forget a design road, we will reduce the speed. So sometimes if you been getting down the way they approach that junction, that tanker, that lorry they will be the car hits that tanker, it go down slow down. So now that's not the design of the what we call safer mobility. Then the third pathway, very, very important, now safer vehicles. By what I mean by safer vehicles, it means that your vehicle them get to be properly maintained. And let's talk what in the law say in a salon. The law say all commercial vehicles, then go for check them 2 times for a year for see them fit and sober. And when they check them vehicle, then they look the tire. Tire is a very important thing because tire is the only part of the vehicle where they touch the road. And the international standard, that tire there, the depth, outside the groove there, it will be 1.6 millimeter, right? Then the bulge, because the tire now they determine how quick that vehicle they will stop. So all they get for look at brakes because you get for get system for check brake resistance. You know, when they teach you for drive now, you get thinking distance. So they tell you they think for think. You get stopping distance, you get braking distance. So all that thing and they is very important for test the vehicle.
Okay.
Yes. Then the next part, we're very important. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, finish that point, this, yeah, finish that.
Now
point.
just finish the 5 pillars, then we'll go back.
Okay.
The next part now, safer drivers or safer road users. When they talk about safer road users, you talk about the driver, the Okada rider, the Keke rider, the Omolonke pusher, because himself na road user, right? The pedestrian, the all na road user. So you look at how safe are all these people. You understand? And when I talk to the driver side, the way they determine a safer driver, because recently we launched with biometric license. I heard SLRSA, they say, yesterday I listened to the SLRSA hour, then show you all the category of license them, then show you all the tests. Now, SLRSA, then they develop a curriculum for driver, which is fine. We applaud them for that. But all over the world, you get what's in a called highway code. The highway code, neither the Bible or the Quran of driving. You get all the traffic signs, them, you get traffic laws, you get things for do with emergency response, basic first aid. So now that book there, now they use now for develop the curriculum for drivers. But sadly enough, if you go to a country, you know go see yourself. The law said the minister get for review every regularly. The last time we renew with highway code now 40 years ago, 1971, we change from left to right hand. Then we were not the one that will be old enough. We remember the advertisement, the sing where we go with Sam. Now for go, Safu. Yeah. Then also at that time, you been get programs them. Like SLBS been getting a program where they call 4-wheel and 2-foot. Right? Then also apart from 4-wheel and 2-foot, we were in the primary school. Then the traffic police them, they go to school. Then they go teach you what they call the green cross code. How for cross the road. Look left, look right, look left again. When they go this go. So we get all that system there. Yeah. Then the final one when I affect this accident. Now what you call accident emergency response. Right? That is when the accident be. The first set of people then, now the community, now they want to do call first responders. In some country then, when you do your accident analysis, you get area that we're in a high risk area. We call them black spot. But now we know they use that black spot. Because anything black, they will get the only way black good. Now we get your account there in black, we get money. Everything when a black, now black sheep, black. So then community people and they now they sensitize. right? Now they now go be first responders, now they go able to talk to the people them when for can respond to the accident. Then you forget your emergency number. Okay, the government said then get one now. We now toll free 1199. When our free cell number, that number there for be accessible by all the telco companies them. So you get you number them. Then you get the people that when are the emergency response people there. When are the police, the fire force, the SLRSA, and ambulance. Then you get for measure the time now, the victims them of the accident, who say they take them go. Because that first part there, that's stabilization. After stabilization, then recovery, then after recovery, then they will provide treatment. So these are the things we involve in road safety. And now for manager.
Thank you so much to start from, because it seemed like you've covered almost everything. But again, ladies and gentlemen, I just remind you now that this evening we are talking to none other but a road and traffic expert, not only domestically as in Sierra Leone, we bless forget him as one of ours, but even country then on other side of this part of the world, they call on this man in expertise. And as una yeri for una self, within the last 20-25 minutes, the man has dwelled almost into everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything to road and safety business. But Mr. Mengot, here we go. It's been like 2 weeks since the last gas legislation. And they have give a different approach to this, but not based on all waiting you don't say. But let me see whether we can turn this back to you and see how much you can deal with this. So we talk about the emergency response times are very critical, I believe, in terms of an emergency. And I don't listen to you before, and it's like we kind of lacking in that. And they talk about emergency number as well. With this emergency number and the response time, where we see there, before we waiting happen for this accident, there being a proper response time, some of the disaster will have been mitigated because the accident happened already. Who side at this point where we find one thing and waiting exactly we can do at this point going forward? Because it's not like only talks, but the practical aspect of things. How do we do it?
Okay, one of the things where I would like for comment on. Now, salon where they make law them, we know they look at other laws them and other agencies them, how that law they go affect them. Now, we get the road safety authority. In 2003, under President Kaba, they review the Road Transport Authority Act, because this Road Safety Authority now be named Road Transport Authority. So the act's now be 1996. So they review them in 2003. Now then they create then traffic warden them. Because the whole idea now for the traffic warden them for help the police. But when they make that act, they make two mistakes. The two mistakes they make, first, they say the traffic warden then get the same rights and privileges as the police. Then secondly, they give them the responsibility for respond to an accident, for handle accident victims, and then for control the crowd when an accident be. So straight away, their responsibility went on to that agency. The key question is, are they technically competent for do that, or do they get the personnel for do that? Yeah. Secondly, how then they work with the police? And like giving another shocking statistics. Sierra Leone police get 11,500 personnel. Out of the 11,500 personnel, only 800 are traffic police. And out of the 800, I will tell you, say almost 60% of them, they're in the Western region. So then they also come out and they operate. Because when you're not traffic police, then they deploy you to a station. Just like who said the accident be, then you get police station day. So you get one or two traffic officers then, we're attached to that station day. But when they're in that station, then they under the command of the local unit commander, you know. So also, we need for support with police force. Now make sure we forget highway patrol in some countries there. Because sometimes if we get a highway patrol, then when the emergency number, they then call them, then go able to deploy them straight to the scene. You understand? But I can tell you, say, the whole traffic police division, I can bet anybody for operational purposes, I not think they can get up to 10 vehicles. So now then they try to say, okay, the government, they work, not to say the government doesn't think about it too. They're thinking. You understand? Now then they talk, say now for provide motorbikes for both the traffic warden and the police. So it comes back to the whole system of command and control. Who are they in charge? Yeah, then are the first we get for define. Secondly, line of communication. So if you get a number there, you call the post within at the call center, they forget for train them for direct the call to who that get for can respond. Then the next thing are how the agencies, the way they respond, they coordinate themselves. Because the first thing that the police they for come and traffic warden for call them. Next thing, now the ambulance and fire service for come. In some countries, the way I don't work, each fire station, you get ambulance nearby. So when you get emergency, now the fire service and the ambulance, they go together. So this is not the system for response. Right? But critically, the people that were there around the area, because sometimes if a minor accident, if Lord left this tanker accident, you understand? When people then go with accident, some man they go thief the victims. And one of the things why they campaign against, which is campaign for road safety. Now when people then can take their mobile phone, then go begin take picture of the accident. Within a short time, all them pictures they're not gonna social media. Some of them very gruesome. So imagine if you didn't know you know mama or pikin, you see that thing there, you person or you know woman, your husband, you left you know say they go spend money for come put your arm on the table. Then somebody can send audio or video to you say your man don't die. Then they can cause trauma, it can cause heart attack, so they cause more damage. So that is why we need better public education for the do's and don'ts. And how is it done? I don't do it in a salon. Some years ago, 4 years ago, I do what I call a street theater with Freetown players. We do one na Congo Cross, outside that motor park there. We do one na Lumley. So we enact the scene of an accident, right? And then show the people them the do's and don'ts. Even the first responder, when somebody get accident, how you they go pull up? You know, patient handling, because then they can cause permanent viral damage. Okay, one of the two I will always remember, and may God rest his soul, we will get a famous footballer, Alpha Joe, who was involved in an accident. When he involved in an accident, they've been trapped in the vehicle, right? And fire service self get forget the equipment, then get what they call live jaw. When at the end then they can't take cuts the metal for pull the patient. Unfortunately, we not been get up. That man there is injured, it a gas for breath and water, then they can't lift the vehicle again. So that causing death. So these are the systems and issues and challenges that we face when we do accident emergency response.
So, Mengot, again, many thanks for that. They come back to the technicality and the advice as per your expertise in this area. But I get for ask you something we can relate to a political question. I'm not even for be political tonight. But again, this goes to you. You have been advising, like you make mention, you make reference to things the way you do, you know, during your long career in road safety and vehicle safety. And even as at this time, as we speak, you are still advising, you are still a consultant, you're still there in working relationship with the government of Sierra Leone, I believe, and relevant agencies them. So all the knowledge there where you get, I'm sure you are advising them. And it doesn't seem like it's working because like you mentioned the Alpha Jaw case, for example, the equipment waiting for use where you know very well, and I suppose say you will not advise say these are things that we're supposed to have, wasn't there, and that cost somebody life, because had it been there, God alone knows that person could have been saved. So all the advice there we give Mr. Mengot, is it been taken on board? Is it being executed? Is it being applied? Or it just, yes, some kind of academic size?
Well, I go answer that question diplomatically. Yeah.
Yes,
I give advice to the government, and someday when they listen. And right now, we do something very good. We go help improve safety in the country. And the government is 100% committed, right? Then at the review of public transport, how will they regulate public transport from 2-wheel right up to 6-wheel? Well, I'll give you an example how these things are done and how from waiting are being experienced in other countries. And I will use Kenya as an example because I've been in Kenya for 7 years, right? Kenya was as chaotic as Salon. The same system. Yanda, the poda then they call, they get matatu.
Matatu, yeah.
Matatu, now a Swahili word. Tatu means trumpets. Because when they begin operates, now trumpets them they charge. So they call them matatu. The same like how they call them in Ghana, trotro. They also get Okada. But they Okada, they call them Boda Boda. And the reason why they get a name there, now because when they start, now first now bicycle them they use. So now they transported them they use for cross people they across the border. So now Boda Boda, border to border. Then they also get keke like we. When they call tuk tuk because of the Asian name they use. So how was it done? 2 ways. For any change to take place in any country, it comes from the leadership, the political will. Yeah. And we get a saying in English: a fish gets rotten from the head. I was lucky in Kenya because the president at the time, President Mwai Kibaki, we spent a lot of money on road building, just like how we past president they don't do and the present one way they do. So that president did the 10 way them be even the Sierra Leonean as president, he been get road accident. Now wheelchair be able to sit down. So I go meet her, I say, Pa, I say, you don't build all the road here. I said, but the road is not safe. I said, you safe now accident victim. Right?
Yeah.
I said, so Lord, try for do something. Now I said, okay, and give me support, waiting for do. I said, the first thing, I start with the parliamentarians. Because now them, they make the law. And then they review the law. Just like Salon will get the transport committee in Kenya. I do 2-hour technical session with the transport committee, which I'm willing to do in Sierra Leone if I'm invited, provide them with all the information, and then bring the minister and say, well, why this is not done? Just like Salon, that's in Kenya, now police they give license, now police they check vehicle, you get other people that way different. So we bring all things together, we review all the traffic law, we set up one agency, which is the Kenya National Transport and Road Safety Authority. And that was backed by the president, right? And at the last accident that we passed, so the president being committed. And in that authority, they get technical people there. Now all departments, they're also waiting and undo. We will try for do again as Salon now. It's completely electronic, it's digitized. So for instance now, if motoka bang you, say somebody bang you motoka, you get a number plate. You can contact the authority, it will tell you who that get a car there, whether the car insured, whether it be not do roadworthiness test, even if the person where the driver get license.
Yeah.
So these are the systems we need to put in place in Sierra Leone.
Yes, Mr. Mengot. Many thanks again for that, sir. And on that basis of waiting, you touch on just now. The most important thing is political will, because all of the talking where we do, if there's no political will, these things cannot be executed. And I was going to make a point on the few things that you touch on, and how all of these need for be interlinked or interconnected, which is there should be a center outside and for do road vehicle safety test. So the vehicle is roadworthy, MOT test, and all other tests for proof for the on the road, and then how you can connect to the owners. But at the present time, as we speak, Mr. Mengot, this is supposed to be the system, right? Because if you get your vehicle, not just on a free tour and then you begin ride them around, it is registered with the authority. How come now when things of this kind happen, it becomes difficult for some recompense, either if an accident or something else? And I'm not saying that something else where very, very close to your heart, one of insurance, if you will, can afford that particular area there. But not only will they talk about tonight, will they talk about vehicle and safety measures then. So no political will, the SLRSA cannot be effective, and for carry out regulation, how do we really need for do them if political will not be? Is there another way around? Advice, please.
I go get for tell people and say, the political will there, but how it's done. And I will take people back to waiting the previous government we don't do, and waiting this government won't do. Then I'll give sort of an analysis to say how it should be done better.
Right.
Okay. Sometime during the last regime, the government decide for say, they don't get all the resources and equipment for do roadworthiness test. So let them do a public-private partnership. So at the time, the government entered into a partnership with a company called Autospec Sierra Leone that was under the previous government. And now they've been bringing the draw where the executive director who been there at the time, they been get for Poland when a Dr. Sega Bendu.
Yep.
And then they just the count towards the election. So when this government have come, although it was on hold, they also discussed with this Autospec for say, now Autospec, you can provide roadworthiness tests all over the country. So that the first move the government don't make, which we tell them thank you for. But before you do that, what they need for do now, SLRSA, where they supervise these new people, the way they provide the license, they say forget the technical capacity for do random tests themselves. So if then people then say they don't test vehicle, right? SLRSA said them forget their own inspector where they can stop vehicle randomly. You can get roadside checks for say the people and they do their work fine. Secondly, then forget a connectivity. So when you go test your vehicle, you get the system where they connect directly to the SLRSA office, where they tell you which kind of test you do. And one other test we're very important. And I'll tell you why. It gets so many implications. Now, emission test. You know, say a lot of this recently we just see COP26.
Yeah.
A lot of people when they talk about climate change, you understand? We don't get emission tests at all. But could tell you, they see them lorry them and some vehicle them, then they belt smoke. And even that smoke, the way that they belt, it obscure you the way they drive. So now hazard. The second thing where they happen, right? They smoke the way they come on that vehicle, it affect more we picking them. Because then they are ground height. So then they inhale the smoke more than you and me, especially me now, women are 6'2". You understand? Then they smoke the way that they inhale. Now they cause breathing problem. Also asthma. So then another test was very important. And at times, why then vehicle and they pull smoke? You come back to something I talked recently. Then Jebu fuel we buy because of contaminated fuel. We put the fuel in a car, it cause smoke. Even the type of oil we they put in a car, they cause smoke. And if you don't manage your vehicle and maintain it regularly, it cause smoke. So when they say you can't be roadworthy and tested, not for just because for the law, now for the safety of the other people, other road users, which we call collateral damage.
Yeah, there's a health hazard to this as well. Why are they on the issue? Are they come back to Jebu? Are they come back to Jebu field? Now, something I want to talk about, and I get puts on that. Very important, although we talk about health hazard, but connected to politics as well. But the other political implication, I just want to talk about the Minister of Truth. We all hear this incident of the tanker field happen, where it come na radio and say something where most people find a bit disappointing. I think now Umaru Fofana and a question and about the unsafeness of the roads them and vehicles them. And the minister began for say if he asks the driver them or where the authority asks the driver them, now cost 9 and a cost. But I don't want to focus on that. I want also go on for say, and make one key important statement to I want for let you of Motpan, when I want for let them make road transport an authority, road transport authority, a regulator. The question I want to ask you on this basis, where the minister say, how much of this will amount to mitigating, preventing road accidents?
Okay, I think say the minister sometimes the actual interview or the spot at the moment, right? So since I work with the minister and I'm a technical man, I think say I will explain what happened. Already, Road Safety Authority is the regulator, right? Yeah. So they're not going to make them back the regulator. They get rules and guidance for how they operate. So you get the acts which govern the authority, then you get the Road Traffic Act 2007, you get the Road Traffic Regulation 2011. What the minister was saying, because the interview was short, which I know say the government they do now, and I'm part of that process. Now, how you they regulate public transport, right? Which is from Okada to Keke to taxi to Poda Poda to buses. Now, SLRSA get a regulatory responsibility for them still. But just remember, like what they talk about the law. We get the Sierra Leone Road Transport Corporation, which was created in 1964. And then they today. So they serve also in the law and mandate we then get, supposed for be regulate public transport. So over the years, there is confusion between Road Transport Corporation and SLRA as to who are responsible for regulate public transport. So what the government is doing, and I support them 100%, and I'm part of that process. Now for remove road transport, they say, let us separate regulation from operation, right? Because you cannot be a referee and a player at the same time. So what the minister was trying to say is that the government now, they try to create a Sierra Leone Public Transport Authority through an act of parliament, where in only responsibility are for regulate. Just like what they are, you get London Transport Authority. For the one that went there, America, you get like the Washington Metropolitan Transport Authority. So that authority then I go set standards for the type of buses we go on, who side them buses they go on, and the type of test we go get the driver and the route license then. Yep. So that is what the government is planned. And it's a very good move. It will save lives. They also talk about driving schools. Although people then come out and say, well, it will be unreasonable for let all learner driver go driving school. And I buy that argument because the whole country will not get past 15 registered driving school, right? But let's start with the commercial vehicle, then both passenger and freight, for make sure say that in our profession. I'll give you an example, like that tanker we involved in an accident. That was a tanker probably carrying 45,000 liters of fuel. You need particular skills for controlling vehicle and they. And what can they give me talk? And this talk also directed at the politician. Because they travel abroad and the president in his speech will go, well, he talk about what they happen in broad law copy. The one question I asked them, right? They fly in a plane. And me, I don't in transport for 20 years, 40 years over. And I start in a salon, not to England. My first job na be air traffic control officer in Lungi Airport. And air transport is the safest means of transport. So the standards so getting, why we now apply to road transport? So I can ask the minister, including Mr. President, how many of them go enter a plane where they not see the pilots not trained? Not because they up na ear, but why would they allow people them for drive them tanker? Them big lorry where they come out now Wataki, some of them they wheel they don't reach quarterfinal. In fact, some of the truck them, you know where they get in double wheel, double tire.
Yeah.
The outer tire go there, the inner tire not go there. So how would they allow lenting in the road? Would they allow people them for drive their truck the day? We will not set standards. We will not get institutions for train them. Apart from this tanker accident, we don't see Boko accident. When they flatbed truck and they transport container, they when container they for them cause damage. So that is the issue. The government is in the right direction with what they do, but not only part of the problem then they try to solve now. Okay.
So that leads me to enforcement by Mengot, because all of the things that we talk about, it has to come with some level of enforcement. They can let it work. Get systems in place, institutions, giving the free hand, for doing what they're supposed to do in the right way. So can you deal with the issue of enforcement in connection with what you say, sir?
Okay. First of all, with enforcement, as I say, enforcement, let's take the free tongue here. Let's tell now what's happen. When they do enforcement, you get enforcement when I for deal with the vehicle that go to talk to. The vehicle condition, because under the present law, a police officer can stop any vehicle and do basic checks, like check your tire. For instance, the penalty for tire, smooth tire na tongue, now 250,000 euros. You get them tired and say they retreaded tire. When it comes to renting and day, now with standards bureau, and then get for certify denting and day. So you see one agency involved. So you get the checks where they will do. You get offense when are like speeding offense. You get offense when are obstruction, like when you park in a pavement. You understand? You get parking offenses themselves. Where you park, who's enough for park. So now we get 3 agencies there. Because City Council, Metropolitan Police, then they wear that gold top with black trusses. Right? They self get powers for parking enforcement. The same powers also go to the police. The same powers also go to the traffic warden. So when you get in a situation and they, right, we get to look at coordination, chain of command, and lines of responsibility. One of the suggestions where I make in another country, I'll give an example. In Africa. What I will suggest as a way forward, like Lagos now, Lagos State is big past Sierra Leone. The population of Lagos State is more than the population of Sierra Leone, the whole of Sierra Leone. Waiting again in Lagos State, then get Lagos Area Traffic Safety Authority. And if you watch them Nigeria and film them, you can see them get some people and where they wear yellow top. In fact, in Nigeria, they call them yellow fever. They go say, "Oh boy, yellow fever don't catch me." Because they want the way they know they take bribe. Because they own, then they set standards for them, almost traffic enforcement them for do. So you get one authority. So if one take that approach in a salon, what I would suggest, because we know they get tough wars then, right? They'll get some officers from Metropolitan Police, when a city council. get from traffic warden, get from traffic police, and we get a traffic safety enforcement officers, right? Then Ministry of Transport forget a Department of Traffic Safety. And I'll tell you why. Because SLRS say they're overwhelmed. You have one agency, when they make the law, then they implement the law, and then they enforce the law. Because where I say make the law, the traffic regulations, which is bylaw, is done by SLRC. Where I say implement the law, then they do driving tests, and then they do vehicle tests. Then they go as far as even and then they check order for sell spare parts. Not only that, the people then go surprised. Then some of them they now border, they control fee, where they call laissez-passer, when under ECOWAS Act, where if you're in a foreign vehicle, you get for travel cancel loan, you get for pay that fee. So they scatter. Then the third one, when the enforcement of the law, now then traffic warden service them. So you can't get one agency, they do all their job they do. There must be conflict of interest, you understand? That's why I say the safety part for be handled by the ministry. Get a Department of Traffic Safety or Transport Safety, just like in America, where you get a National Transportation Safety Board. Okay? As far as me concerned, SLRA should be like what you get in England now, DVLA, Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority. Let them focus on that. Let them leave the lawmaking part, let them leave the enforcement part. I think that would be a way forward. Then we use the units and they create an enforcement unit. We come from then different agencies and they brand them. So it's, yeah, you know, so this is a traffic enforcement officer. Give them logistics, including motorbikes, so they become mobile. They know the team up na treat, just they collect ticket or like they shape ticket like whether they go game. Because we create that you get for look at logistics, you look at training. Yeah. They get for look at technology. Now, one of the things what they discuss with Salon as well, winning an order, then gets and then country out and called ANPR, automatic number plate recognition system. So that when the police stop that motorcade, all you get for do, now for just key in license, you use out a simple Android phone. Then they for go to the database, we go tell everything about that vehicle. And also then they for link with the insurance. So it will tell you whether the vehicle insured, whether you don't do roadworthiness tests, whether you don't pay a road tax, whether you get previous fines. So we need to bring technology. These are what we should be doing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that point. Unfortunately, we did with technology bad way, but the thing where you mentioned is quite important. We need technology which can sort of transformative or transform this particular industry where we did talk about. Before we go on the break, Mr. Mengot, of course, there are so many things, you know, here that you are talking about, but equal about a particular subject matter, which is road and safety. And Fambule, una way they listen tonight, and I shall say the minister or in good person go they listen and they get all waiting, Mr. Mengot. Whilst they talk about institutions and systems and all that in the way you talk about, some of the things they want to take action on, they lead to bribery. And whilst you talk about statistics earlier, and I want to talk two things about statistics before we move on. One of them is because vehicles do not meet the road safety requirement, but they still apply the street, it means there's something wrong some side. In other words, some bribery they take place, and you mentioned those things. How do we fight this bribery? And one thing we know is a lot of cases, I believe, were gonna court. And out of 1,000 cases, 5% of them cases, then they people and pay the fines. I think it amount to 1.6 billion or so. 95% wasn't paid. I'll take you a little bit, but it's all connected. And you understand where I'm going. I have no doubt you're a very smart man. What do you think? How can we remedy this situation?
Okay, now
corruption and what's happening in our streets.
Okay, let me give you an example because I go salon boku ten. You know, you remember Anti-Corruption Commission, we can wait and do a lot of sensitization. Yeah. You get posters all over the place.
Yeah.
Pay no bribes. You go to the airport, you go see that poster there. Because bribery are two ways. You get the one where they give and the one where they take. Yeah. So don't just blame the police. Now two ways thing. You they give and you they take. And when you do somebody they give bribe. If they give bribe, either you know say it's wrong, or sometimes you know waste time. Because like when police stop you, so we begin argue, he go tell you say, like cancer you can drive, we go to station, which is also illegal. You know, they're not the law. So just to give you that, I remember one time in the airport, then at the airport officer then. So this officer, they talked to me. I know what he wants. Now I show the pictures. Say, pay no bribe. Now I say, not to bribe. He say, you know, you can pick. He say, me, you can pick it up for next small thing. You understand? So we get a lot of situations where people will tell you, say, police or traffic warden will stop you and say, hey, but how did they say? Better not that you I go buy cold water. So you see, the last government count some two have been good, but they don't follow up. And I like that ABC, attitudinal and behavioral change. So people can get for change. Then let's go back to technology. We say how to stop the bribe. Now, that special force, I don't say, you don't create, right? You equip them and you pay them well. In fact, you can make yourself give them incentive. Say, like, if you look now, England, black man, they do have. I'll tell you, one of the most common work there where we brother and sister they do now traffic warden there.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now then they go check if you park other side and they get incentive pay. So it's more in the interest for like give more tickets for boost the income. You know, our pay and reward system get for kind side force. Because the Englishman say, if you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. Yeah?
Yeah.
But then we create that force with technology. It's very good. You get for link them people and they simple. You give them body camera. With cloud-based technology, the control room man, in the same way they talk to you, yes, everything they record. They also, I get a friend in Liberia, when I work, we'll get a system where you get an app, right? Where in that app there, you get all the traffic offense them and the law. And also the app also give you opportunity as the man were involved for reports a police and also check a police officer. So police officer, they all get number. Because some I remember one time I talked to a former, you remember when we police being restructured by Kit Biddle?
Yeah.
I've been in touch with him. He gave me a story. You know, say in Sierra Leone, all traffic police then forget white sleeve.
Yeah.
And then cap get a white. Now so you take identify them.
Correct.
So Kinde, you get police officer themselves, we're not to traffic police. Then they go drag that way, and then company and the lens, then that white sleeve. People say when you put that, people then begin saw the white sleeve.
Wow.
So these are the challenges and these are the issues.
Yeah. One final before we go to the break, when challenges, not only from the side of the law enforcers, but I know say you rob much Panande, but because we look for more clarity, I want to talk about you know, the commonality in terms of the accident that can happen, because not only in Asalono, and you mentioned that as well. You have advised governments in Ghana, in Kenya, and other places, and you witness similar accidents of this kind where they happen there. And I ask about commonality between Sierra Leone, Ghana, Liberia, and all them places that way it don't happen, and seeing people taking the risk for go siphon fuel. Why is there this common denominator in terms of when the accident there happen and the reaction? We also help or raise the magnitude of the casualties or the accident itself. Why is it, Mr. Mengot?
Well, in some of them, if you look at most of them countries, the majority of their accident, unlike what happened in Wellington, The accident where they take place on the highway in rural areas. You understand? So perhaps at the time you not get enough. That's why we, pardon me. That's why we need to improve our highway patrol system. Like in Nigeria now, then get the Federal Road Safety Corps. Because Nigeria is a federation made of several states. So traffic police officers know they cross boundary. So they get a federal force when the Federal Road Safety Commission, when they demand the highway, right? Then you talk about the push and pull factor, which I mentioned. Now, that's why I did an audio recently about this idea of then Jebu fuel within the cell. You understand? Because I should say some of the people that where they go loot their vehicle and they, especially in that area, the rural area. Now for go resell the fuel. That is what they cause the problem. So one way government can tackle that, then in the Ministry of Trade kind Petroleum Regulatory Agency kind especially in the urban areas, like Freetown, let's say Western region and then Big Tongue them. Now for ban the sales of Jebu fuel. Because when a man go collect that fuel, it collects them because somebody get for buy them. You understand? And just like I talk, public education. You understand?
Yeah.
You, the motorist, if you buy Jebu fuel, you encourage illegal trade. So it's your responsibility to sell. Now demand and supply. If demand they sell, you not get buyer, you go stop the business.
Yeah, no willing buyer,
as long
no
as you
willing
get buyer,
no
you go
willing
still
buyer, no
continue
willing
to sell.
seller. Yeah, that's
Yes.
correct.
That's
Okay,
the issue.
Famulem, will they talk to vehicle and road safety expert near Victor Ako Mengot? Unale, we continue for this conversation. Then very important. It's not only politics. It's about the very safety of we people and we country them, and how we can stand out as a nation, decent and civilized. Una just stay with we will take we only commercial break for today, and we will be right back.
Wow, I like the setup and decor. Quite impressive.
You've not seen anything yet. Wait until you taste the food.
I can't wait.
Money make you at that.
I am sharper than knife, I am sharper than nail. Them are small like ant, I am bigger than whale. When Baba God don't lift you up, nobody will make you up. Nobody will
in Brixton, we do more of African food and seafood as well. In Peckham, we do more of African food.
Reception or function of any type, this is the place to be. Just do your booking.
So just like the area, that's the place to be. And like I always say, it's a place that I've visited many a times. And the food, just like the lady in the advert express in view on the food. Wow. And that's a wow factor. And the details down there, they're also involved in birthdays and whatever. And Fambule, we self they advertise now this now. So if you get business or you know somebody with business, any kind of entity organization, birthdays, please contact us. We can do advert now. Okay. So thank you very much. And Fambule, just a quick reminder, no other Mr. Victor Mengot with this evening, and we'll not get much time left again. Mr. Victor, wants to say thank you. Thank you very much for the time where you don't give it so far. This man, we're thankful that we get such a son of the soil. Invaluable services is not only restricted to us, but also other government, and they seek in advice. And as I speak soon, I'm not going to release the news, but I think something big just happened again. And 2 weeks in a row, being on BBC, with very good interviews, we also help for put we country on the map. So I want to say thank you for this very interview, Mr. Victor. For go again, let's say, because this is Nigeria, at the same time is what you talk. So I sort of the reverse back for catch up and create clarity for Fambulem. Earlier on, you talk about the president set up a presidential task force. And during your BBC interview, which I listened to, you were questioned or asked a question by the reporter regarding the presidential task force as per your expectations. And what you do as a man who is calm and measured and at your area, you ask for measure, hold on until we understand and get the terms of references. It's been 2 weeks since then, Mr. Victor, and my question to you, sir, are these terms and references being made clear now? Are they available now? What say you, sir?
Well, before I go there, right, I will answer your question. But one thing I will make clear to people from my experience as a traffic engineer, and then they will help with this, is that in any form of management, they say what you can't measure, you can't manage. Yeah. Both SLRSA and police, they take accident statistics, they get data. I have contributed to the police, I've been giving them support pro bono since 2017. And I can tell you, say, Salon police get the data. They can tell you whose accident they be, all side, waiting at the cause of the accident. But we know they go one step further, and I will give examples, right? And this will relate to this accident now. When you get the data, if the accidents them, now mostly human error, that show you say something that the quality of the drivers them, not their fault. So you get to look at more enforcement and how you give license. Something if not speed, you get to look at your road signage, who say they put speed limit, who say they put speed restriction.
Yeah. Right?
If you involve a lot of pedestrians in built-up area, and some of the things that way they cause the accident and they now when people and they go selling at the pavements them. So the pedestrian get for walk on the streets. So you enforce your street trading laws. Right? Something in there, some accident, if not visibility, we get simple thing that can do one of the causes of accident or country. Now then big truck they working in a highway, we broke down. Although we get law say them for put triangle, something there's some man a grassy they put. You understand? But then if not dark, the road they not get light. You understand? Simple to what can do. You can put luminous strip. You make them compulsory, very cheap, like tape. You put on the lorry in back. So if somebody they drive, where points in being there, they go see an obstacle in the road. They also they design the road, even if the road not get light. People and they contact me since I talk about this accident, so someone can sell give me. You know, one of the things that the way they do in advanced country. Now the road studs them. You get solar power, the road studs.
Yeah. Where
you can put na the road and the outside lights not it. Just like how you get runway lights. Na airport. So na net where they drive, electric lights not that you see the road, you see the map. Then by the side of the road, for some time, the man the tire na fatigue. You want veer off the road. You go put the rumble strip as you go to that side, the vehicle make brrr, they wake you up. So when we collect statistics, now for look at the statistics, waiting at the cause of the accident, they will get mitigation measures. Now to come to your question now, let's see what the government don't do, because me now I listen to news, I'm on AYV, SLBC and everything. Now they have the recovery stage for the people that were involved in the accident, which is headed by the Ministry of Health. They get nutritionists and everything and all the rest of it. Also, the agencies that are involved, they also they coordinate. And when this accident be, parliaments don't summon the Minister of Transport, SLRS, and the police. So that is going on. Now, specifically to what the president wants, right? When you get a presidential task force, you bring in experts. The first thing you get for do, now for tell we the people in the salon, waiting at the terms of reference. Waiting that task force they get for investigate. And who then go in that task force day? You mean you need technical people there. You need somebody who get experience like what they talk so on vehicle condition. You get person who get experience on traffic law enforcement. You get people that way get experience in emergency response, right? So the team where the government selects, now go give confidence. Then also, they go get for interview the victims there and the relatives for get information, just like how we do during the TRC. Then they go for even invite the public, then Soriat organizations, CSOs, let all man contribute because it's a nationwide effort. And then will only contribute when they know waiting the inquiry they all about. Then when the inquiry they don't done, they forget a report with recommendations. And again, I'll go back to what we've done in the past. Like what we get the TRC, then we even make annotated form for school picking them, for know what it's all about. So let people make a, because not all man will able to read 3 or 10 page report, 150 page report. The report should also come out with a communication strategy for focus particularly on public education and awareness. And the people that when the instruments that they get for use, we get community radio station and you get association of, so you where they talk Limba, then they talk to you in a Limba. You where they Bafudia, then they talk to you in a Timini. Yeah. You were there Pujong, then they talk to you in a Mende. You were there Kabbalah, then they talk to you in a Fula, then they talk to you in the language Kranko. So we for continue because education is a continuous process. So that is what we want from this government. But then you get the technical side again, which is the petroleum regulatory industry agency get for be involved. You get for get standards. So the petrol oil company them, when then they give contract out, because I did that in Kenya, I work with Total. On that contract, they forget things to deal with health and safety at work, right? The clause for the end of that contract, the driver should be trained and certified, you know? So you get to put that in space. Then also we get to look at the insurance, right? And one thing why they appeal to government, and I'll put an eye, in 2020, we create the Motor Vehicle Accident Compensation Fund. With that fund, they be launched out with the National Insurance Commission, the Sierra Leone Institute of Insurance, and SLRSC. Not just Sierra Leone no more get them, then get in another country. And I'm glad the way they launch out. And let me just give some figures. On average, we get about 200,000 vehicles in Sierra Leone. And each one by law, get for get insurance policy. So if they put $10 per each insurance policy, right? And that's spread over 12 months because now 12 months insurance, because you can pay insurance. That go raise $2 million every year. Yeah. That is enough to strengthen our accident and emergency system. The other thing, the insurance sector will be part of it, which the government all in now want to see. Because when a similar accident like that be happen in 1995, at that Campbell Street Junction, the vehicle will not be properly insured. So, like that part here, I can give you an example. The insurance itself will be innovative, right? The one that win a high risk, charge them more insurance.
Yeah.
Reward the one that win a safe driver. So your cost of insurance again, sort of a way of telling you to be safe on the road. In England, you know, when you're a new driver, the first thing safe, you do about under probation. Sometimes a new driver, if you say you want to go buy a car weighing at £2,000 or £3,000, your insurance high past the value of your car. So these are the things we have to look into.
Okay. Many thanks, Mr. Mengot. Fambulem, would they talk to none other but road and traffic and vehicle expert, engineer Victor Ako Mengot. What an insightful conversation we have here, and how much experience Una with the listing again. And I hope so Una will take this for Congo further. Mr. Mengot, just quickly, if you can remote this, since you talk about statistics and the police able to identify accident there or gather the information anywhere about accidents. Talking about stats, we know say last year, we get about 1,000 deaths them as a consequence of road accident in the country. The idea behind the statistic, now for form a policy, whether or not the framework we go inform the policy going further for either mitigate or prevent them thing there. But it doesn't seem the case. It seems like more people then continue for die, including waiting happen on November 5. So all we do is just talk how optimistic you that things will take a turnaround.
Well, again, you remember I talk about institution. I'm also, one of the things that I've done, I do, like the project that I do in Sierra Leone now, I deal with the institutional. You get institutional development experts. The other area is governance. You know, the agencies, they all were named, waiting at the mandate. How do they work together? And I go advocate for the Ministry of Transport, forget a transport safety department with technocrats. So when they get statistics then you go do the analysis. And from the analysis, you get what you call root cause analysis. When the accident take place, where it take place, how it take place, who was affected. If you get all in details of the day, then you go able to devise policy and strategy for avert that accident day. Then when you get this one body like the Transportation Safety Department of the Ministry, then go monitor all the agencies that involved, right? For CSA, then take action at a particular time. Then on one side. We also get now with Parliament, we get oversight committee, the transport committee. We then say for be proactive. And by sheer coincidence, I've been done do a similar job like that in Britain. I work at the British Parliament as a specialist in the transport committee. So we committed in a parliament to oversight committee. Then again, forget specialists there, where they help them, right, for explain some of them complex here. So then for they call the agencies they involved, because what is the role of the committee, right? It's same. Now for examining the expenditure, administration, finance of all the ministries and departmental agencies under them. So not to one people that no more get work. We parliamentarians and self get work.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, I've done some work in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Where I don't look at all with transport laws them from 1964 to date. So these are the things that should be done.
What about fines and bans and licensing, deducting points from licensing? You know, how much of this should be part of this conversation and part of the solution in Sierra Leone?
Well, for instance, now it's already in the law.
So we talk about enforcement.
If you look at things in Section 100 of the Road Traffic Act 2007,
yeah.
For let it work, we need certain things in place. First of all, the authority gets an accurate register of every driver and vehicle license in the country. It will be electronic.
Yeah,
technology. You understand? The technology can inside.
Yep.
You understand? The next way they get for do, when I don't do it, if you look at the schedule of the act, it get traffic offenses, then they get for allocate points to then traffic offenses, then they. A case of 3 strikes, you are out. Like for instance, in England, like you have common practice when a traffic offense, we get zebra crossing it. And when you put a zebra, you get a wide zigzag line by the side of the zebra. Yeah, that's now about 1.6 meters or so. Then I forgive visibility to the pedestrian when they cross. But in a salon, we they see put that in the park na zebra crossing. So an offense like that when a danger, if you get a point, you understand? Yeah. So when you don't touch up the point, then if you get away from monitor, and then you get forget which have been mentioned again, ANPR, automatic number plate recognition. The enforcement officer can forget the device where he stop a vehicle, he not say this one, we don't get points. And if they ban yourself, he gonna say they don't ban this vehicle. So Now make 3 strikes, you are out. So if you get 12 points, there are 3 offenses then. And the points then go based on the risk, danger to pedestrian. When you don't reach them point, and the authority for able ban you from driving for 12 months. And when they ban you, where you license back, you therefore go back, go take your test. Let me give you an example. I did drive in England for well over 20 years. Right? The first time I get speeding, chicken, a camera catch me. Let me just tell you, I was moving from a road which is a 40 miles per hour, approaching a major junction where accident did happen, where they don't change the speed limit to 30 miles per hour. So that's why I use these statistics. If now road will get accident, like what I've been saying, that section there, you go reduce the speed limit. And I'm in a decelerate coming from 40, and I don't notice quick. So by the time they reach inside the camera there, I'm in a do 33 miles per hour. And the limit is not 30. What did I do? It cost me 100 pounds. I go do a speed awareness course.
Yeah.
Then puts me on probation for 3 years. So if any of that time I get that same offense day, they can endorse me license and ban me for drive. So first you put the systems in place, then you get the data, then you use technology for enforce.
Okay. So many thanks. From them, we almost come to the end of this particular brilliant conversation with a very brilliant man and an ex-partner in field. He is none other but engineer and road and safety expert, Mr. Victor Ako Mengot. Mr. Mengot, if you can just touch on this quickly, because almost everything what they ask you now in a different shape form, because you be not address already in Shiban. But now in terms of when we talk about institutional capacity building, when I think the president in emphasis been there, and Uda for bear more responsibility in terms of CSR, corporate social responsibility. Is it on the people that they provide the goods, the retailers them, or is it the company they give the driver them, or both get for the same classroom and both get for exercise the same corporate social responsibility, each understanding their own responsibility?
To be honest with you, let's give an example where they talk about corporate social responsibility and waiting the happen at home already. You get some where they do them. Right now, I can tell you one of the most ironic CSR I've ever seen. Now, Salon Brewery, you know, say then they sell Benelbo. So then corporate social responsibility. Now for go give SLRSA breathalyzer for breathalyze people there for drink driving. So you can see the irony about that. But then if they don't do them, they can also help by educating people them and promote the non-alcoholic drink. Right?
Yeah.
I know say Total also been get similar agreement with SLRSA, where they give educational materials to schools. And it's about time we can get school clubs then. Just like how we go school in one days, me na be boys brigade. So man go there boys brigade, so man go there Red Cross, so man go there scout.
Yeah.
And it teaches a lot of skills. So let's look at it back and get road safety club. That corporate social responsibility kind of, right? The oil companies that can sponsor them. Even people that when they sell tire, the tire manufacturers, right? But also the oil companies, the more in particular, the retailers, right? Because then they sell the petrol, where then they transport, where when the accident be, they cause the major damage. It should be their responsibility, and I give me the apple. So all the time they talk, so if you remember the time we get oil refining around that area, the people that are in charge, yeah, they been get program where they do community sensitization for tell the people them, say if danger happen, waiting for happen. So that responsibility, not only that, Sierra Leone Oil Refining had one of the best fire services in the country.
Yep.
They even train with National Fire Force. So if they have the CSR, like the oil company and the PRA, they can actually set up technical standards and provide training for fire officers. Or what can stop them people and they, with all the profit they make, for buy 2-3 fire engine them for the country then. So we make sure say we get fully equipped fire engine. But the other thing again, even also for just getting fire engine, I'm sure somebody there see say wait a minute. Some of the time with the fire engine and good say now what time they take for hot fire and the oil. So you need special, yeah, special thing that we could take for hot fire. So these are the things we're talking, and that's where the oil companies could come in. So you get them at strategic level, where I would say macro, you get them at micro level.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Mengot. Obviously, I think I get 2 more questions for you, and then you can round up this interview for we. In about 8 years ago, you have been part of a team of experts who were commissioned by the African Union and the World Bank. And the idea behind that was for develop the Africa Road Safety Charter. What do you understand to date? And this is from you and other stats. Now, only 22 countries. And remember, when they talk about Africa Road Safety Charter, and the region is, I mean, the continent is made up of over 52 countries. And only 22 don't sign up to date, ratify the charter. And even then, they will not do it. They not get mitigation measures or proper accident and emergency response system, including special bunch unit where you mentioned, now you interview with the BIBs. Isn't this part of the problem? And if 8 years ago, UNA be non-commissioned or the African Union be non-commissioner do this particular Africa Road Safety Charter, and up to this date, only 22 countries out of 54 not sign up yet. Isn't this the very problem? And it seemed like we need to go before.
Well, now 2 interviews I do for the BBC. The first interview I do, I talk say it's ironically this year we get what they call WASO, West African Road Safety Organization, we include all the 15 member states of the ECOWAS region. And as Salone hold the meeting this year.
When I be me find a question, you see, you don't jump before me. Fine, sir.
Yeah, now Salone hold the meeting this year, and we executive director of SLIC, they made secretary of that organization. So the charter is continental, right? And what's in the purpose behind that charter? In a member, the 5 pillars that were mentioned.
Yep.
Road safety management, safer mobility, safer vehicle, safer road users.
Safer driver, safer road users, yeah.
Emergency response. So that charter there, it makes the African countries commit themselves to road safety and it identify actions where they could do by what time. So that's the continental one. And also the importance of it, in 2020, February to be precise, there was a global ministerial conference on road safety, where all countries then go. That'll be UN conference. Where they go determine how to tackle them, because it's a global disease. Then they don't set the Global Road Safety Fund, which is almost billions for help like a country like Salone.
Yeah.
So when we get the Africa meeting, now they say, okay, all we countries now, if we sign that charter day, right, then we can able to access that global funding for help support with road safety. So that's one of the purposes of the charter. Then you get the sub-regional one, when I would say the regional, when ECOWAS, yeah. Then also you get the sub-region, which is Mano River Union. which is Salon, Guinea, Liberia, and
the Ivory Coast.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
So the next stage down, now the national, which I've been discussing a lot this night. Then you get the local. So you get the different stratas, right? But we can't forget plan. And today I will make this appeal. You understand? With President come, he come with good intention. And he's a man I have a lot of respect for. But I want to let people hear this. When he can of power, one of the first executive order we pass, now for say no big alejo, minister, public service, they know for road traffic. The executive order. But you see we wrote them. So leadership is important. Now you look now, all mangas are in. Speaker gets in. Clerk of Parliament gets in. IG gets in. VP gets in. They all get. Then this idea for the give them personalized number plates, constituency so, or ministry so. Now that they make the flout the law because the ordinary police is powerless. When they see them kind of number plates, they say, hey, brother, I know I can't lose my job. And the other thing when this president put again is that nobody know for cover number plates. So when you put the law, you enforce the law. They say no man is above the law. Until we go to that fundamental principle, we stop that you know than me. You know than me. I, as a transport man, I can tell you, I practice what I preach. You understand? Me motokawa I don't get them for 15 years. And me say like Ben Elbow. Yeah?
Okay.
But I use public transport. Even when I go salon self, I can afford for rent a vehicle. Well, I go charge a taxi for the whole day. That's how I learn my work. Because when I sit down with the taxi driver, I talk to them for find out what are the challenges they will get. Because if you can't change system, you have to know how the people in your place. When COVID cancel what in the tongue, I take keke and I be main transport because of the air.
Yeah.
Right? And I be even get me sanitation, sanitary work will clean inside. And the language was stop there, bra. Who say they go? Hey, bra, go give one board or give two board. I can afford them. One board na 10,000. You understand?
Yeah.
Rather than take 2 or 3 people where they pay 3,000, they quiz me. I say, boy, I like you 2 board.
Yeah.
Because there's no price for safety and security. Then we find out what you are talk. Then mammy again with a steer and a tongue where they put 2-3 picking in Okada for carry and go school. Then Okada and they don't get. Then they're not safe. You just see Beloma and Okada. You get that one way that thing where they say one a Bele, one a Baku. You just see Combra, get picking them back. But let I go to there with young girl now. Where the fast movers and the millennials. He go there and Okada, he left handle. He the text. You know where helmet. So safety begins with you and me because road safety is no accident.
Fambulem, we don't come to the very end, and I get one final question for Mr. Mengot, but let me just say good evening to Mr. Mohammed Kamara, who is saying welcome, Mr. Mengot, to the Then and Now Media Empire, and welcome, Mr. Mengot, and Mr. Matthew Rollins, Mr. Kruma, Mr. Mengot. Program is very educative, and I hope our road authorities back home are listening. May God bless you as always. Amen. Mr. Mohammed Davis is watching. Good evening, sir. How are you? Excellent thought. Mohammed Kamara, greetings and respects to you all. Mohammed Davis, the insurance system in Sierra Leone is very, especially when you have accidents by transportations. They will ask you if insurance is useful for transportation. And Jibas is say, and everybody else that's watching or will watch subsequently, will not forget for going to our YouTube page, and please subscribe to our page on Facebook. Please follow or like our page, which is Then and Now Media Empire one. Mr. Mengot, this is my final question to you, sir. You've dedicated a lifetime to accident and vehicle safety, how for people road and safe, and subsequently with people and safe. And definitely this has been a lifetime, and you've been far and wide beyond the borders of Sierra Leone, talking about standards, regulations, institutions, responsibility for regulating various aspects of institutions, all of them pillared in the way you talk about road and standard safety, where it, be it emergency response, road user safer side, driver safer side, and all of these things the way you don't talk about and where you hope for. How optimistic are you in all of these sacrifices that you've made over the years for make sure the road and sea user them now we country will remain safe and we will continue for not only not prevent, because accident can happen in your own words, but how can we mitigate these accidents? How optimistic are you, sir?
Well, to be honest with you, one can only be optimistic on what you get involved in. And one of the moves that the government has made, which I support them 100%, and I think it will make a difference. Now, these regulations we want put together for regulate public transport. The creation of the Sierra Leone Public Transport Authority.
Yeah.
And then they will be to an act of parliament. So now we get one agency. We're responsible for set standards, for designate bus routes, for designate Okada routes, bring sanity within the urban area. Now we get modern bus systems. We will run according to timetable. They get bus stops them. Like for instance, in Lumley, the government, they build bus terminal, market, where they bring traffic signalization camp, and we tell the government, thank you for that.
I beg you, Mr. Mengot, I not because you find rap, but I just tempted for ask you in terms of waiting you just they say just now and how optimistic you sound with waiting government they do. How feasible is this? Looking at the roads, you know, we not get them, BB Glen Road them, where we go, you know, make one just specially for bus and the rest of it. So how feasible, sir?
The reason why I'm optimistic,
yeah,
right? Because they say charity begins at home, because I am one of the consultants with particular responsibility for institutional development, right? Then, like all other projects, the Ministry of Transport gets a project implementation unit, which consists of experts then in their field. They get traffic engineers them, they get environmental specialists, they get communication specialists. So now a special unit, and I work with them. And these are dedicated people, highly professional. Thirdly, resources in terms of finance is not a problem. Because for the first time in history, the World Bank give we 50 million grants, not to debt. Then give we grants. And then they, which in the end, now the switch now, like what Creole can say, that married with the switch. Now the bachelors, if you know. So if we do that project well, which I think I would actually say it will happen. Not of us say when it will happen, it will happen. Right? We will able to get more for continue. Just like 50 million in World Bank spending, not to bet a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
The projects we have been doing in Kenya, the World Bank spending was $500 million. So this now a test of we resolve. And I can tell you, say, it's all done by professional Sierra Leoneans. The team of experts, of which I'm part of it, is from the UK. And World Bank insists they need somebody with local knowledge. So that's why I work with them. And these people here, they know, say, even in their own country, Britain all day, I've made an impact, I've made a change.
Yeah.
Because one of the key things they were doing in this country, now for the British government for life license minicab, like taxi. And that's one of my claim to fame. So me work not just Africa. I don't do it in Europe. I was even sent to Cyprus to do a similar thing. So I get an openness to the government. I don't give pro bono service to the police for 4 years. And I know they tout for job if people and they say, but my service is open to this government, especially this time. And I will ready for give something back as a Sierra Leonean, because what we are living for and what all Sierra Leoneans should live for. Like how Kennedy say, not ask what your country will do for you, but what you can do for your country. And for me, I want to live a